Walt Grayson is back with us, and he is focused on Mississippi, and we're going on a road trip.
A part of Mississippi transportation history turns 90 years old this month, and after it was completed, people could really go on a road trip. In April of 1930, the first automobiles crossed the Highway 80 bridge over the Mississippi River at Vicksburg. And then a couple of weeks later, in May, the first trains began using the bridge. At the time, this was the only bridge south of Memphis crossing the Mississippi. So for 10 years, if you wanted to drive to Louisiana from Mississippi, Vicksburg was the only place you could do so. But Louisiana was just the beginning. This bridge opened the lower South to the rest of the nation.
This was the first complete southern route across the U.S. via Highway 80, from East Coast to West Coast.
Herman Smith is the superintendent of the Vicksburg Bridge Commission of Warren County. He oversees operation of the bridge, and yes, there are things to oversee. Well, the train traffic, for one thing, and then there's upkeep of the bridge itself. It's still usable if it needed to be. A little cramped, maybe. The lanes are only 9 feet wide, but when it was built in 1930, cars weren't all that big, and 18-wheelers were still a long way into the future. It closed in 1998. Traffic uses the more modern Interstate 20 bridge now. But this bridge, as well as the I-20 bridge, share an odd thing in common. They are both slowly drifting westward.
There's a fault line that runs underneath our east approach. As it shifts, all the piers on our bridge have moved to the west. Pier 2, which is the one right in our immediate background, it has moved about 30 to 32 inches to the west since it's originally built in 1929.
This is the perfect job for Herman Smith.
I love towboats, so they go under, and I love trains, they go over, and I love the history of the bridge. I get to make sure that this bridge lives on further.
And just like Old Man River keeps rolling under it, the old bridge at Vicksburg keeps standing over it. Still ready to use if we needed it, and probably will be for another 90 years. I asked Herman how much steel was in the bridge, and he said he estimated there was at least 100 pounds or more. But how much more is a good question. It's a bunch.